Kichi, Kichima, Simran Konto, Alliance, shoot to kill, Yamaza, kill the poor, the farmer, kill the poor, the farmer, brr, pa, pa, brr, pa, pa, attention.
Oh, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Shalor back again with another video. Hey, y'all seen the beginning of this clip or the video, shall I say. At the beginning you see Julius Malema chants kill the boar. If you don't know, Julius Malema is a South African, a original South African, a black South African. He is a communist, at least that's what they say about him. I'm not totally sure, but I have seen him in a lot of clips. He does sound very commie-like. He is one of those activist type militant people over there in South Africa, kind of like how we have in America, but he actively chants kill the boer, which is the farmer, the white farmer. There are a lot of white folks in South Africa that inherited land from when their ancestors came over and colonized the area, or the South African area. So, are the chickens coming home to roost? Let's go ahead and get into this clip and see what's going on.
White South Africans arriving as refugees at Dulles Airport outside Washington today on a plane chartered by the State Department, a process that usually takes years. Greeted by a top-ranking U.S. diplomat.
Welcome. Welcome to the United States of America.
And this from President Trump.
It's a genocide that's taking place that you people don't want to write about, but it's a terrible thing that's taking place, and farmers are being killed. They happen to be white, but whether they're white or black makes no difference to me.
The president signed an executive order in February calling them victims of unjust racial discrimination from the country's black majority, something the South African government vigorously denies. While today the administration also canceled temporary refugee status for as many as 14,000 Afghans already in the U.S., including many who served alongside the U.S. in the war. All face persecution from the Taliban if they are forced to go back. Veterans groups reacting.
How do American veterans of the war in Afghanistan feel about the way their Afghan interpreters and allies are being treated?
We're pissed off. This is absolutely insane that we would treat people this way.
The welcome for white South Africans also in sharp contrast to another executive order the president signed the day he took office, suspending new refugee admissions for everyone else, including black Sudanese escaping genocide and Latin Americans fleeing violent gangs.
Some tonight question whether Elon Musk played a role in winning refugee status for his fellow white South Africans, because he has repeatedly posted on his platform X about their plight. Lester?
All right, you see it. So Donald Trump is bringing 59 white South African refugees from South Africa to America. 59, not a big deal, not the biggest deal in the world. If it was 5 million, definitely a big deal. I don't see why people are in such arms about 59 when we just had over 20 million estimated illegal immigrants, mainly from Venezuela, Mexico, some Haitians, some Chinese, a little bit from everywhere else. But the liberals are mad at it because there are white people coming from South Africa. Now that's just hypocrisy, because you got all those people that you said were seeking refuge from their governments, the tyranny in their lands, you know, all the brown and dark faces from these different countries. But when the white folks from South Africa are seeking refuge, which they are, because from what I can see, you know, some of the black South Africans have taken on a communist idea and are starting to steal and kick a little ass over there in South Africa. But here's what I do call funny. White people going into these lands historically and, starting out with oppression, stealing land and all this other stuff. I say it's chickens coming home to roost because you don't ever see their governments fully make it right. And when you have that hatred in the underbelly and you have different groups coming into the country who push communism to a group of people who are already feeling some type of way, communism is easy to be pushed and to topple a government. Much like here in America, you got the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, fair enough. Some niggas came over on slave ships. Everybody was doing slavery back in the day. It is what it is. Then they finally free them, and then you tear down their cities or their communities. And I don't blame it on all white folks. It's not a white rant or I hate white people. I'm just telling you what it is. The government funds certain groups like the Klans and all these other people who with the Democrat Party, and they destroy communities, keep people from living in certain places and do all kind of strange experiments on them through the years. And then you fast forward and you have the children of these people who remember the horror stories that their parents and grandparents told them. And then you bring in certain white liberal Jews and other communist ideas that are already here from a lot of white liberals. And then you pair it with a people who were once oppressed. Boom, there you go. You got full on, I hate the white man. Even though, for the most part, I believe most white folks are just nice, decent people. Even if they don't like you, they don't really bother you too much. But that's how it works. And when you go into countries like South Africa and you do all of this, you do it in the Congo, you do it in Ghana and all these other places. You got France and all these people. You got Ibrahim Traore over there in Burkina Faso fighting with the French and finally kicking them out. Now he's joining up with Russia. See, if the U.S. and the South African or the white South Africans would have done such like Russia and China come in to help and build, not just build and, steal resources on top of, giving the leaders of those countries a little bit of, a bone to pick on, then you probably wouldn't have all of this. And you educate the people about communism and keeping those ideas out, I think you would be in a good shape. But that's not what primarily the English and France and people like that do. They go in there, kick ass, take some names, finally realize, hey man, we're doing wrong, and just kind of leave it at bay. And then you let that hatred fester, and this is what you get. But it is what it is. I don't feel any type of way. 59 farmers coming to America. I don't think they're going to be farming too much as the policies that they've been putting on farmers over the years and all the bullshit you got to put in the farms, to poison the animals just to feed them to people. I mean, I don't know how much it'll do them, but it is what it is. But 59, it's not a big deal. Everybody's making a big deal out of it. But, conservatives need to be consistent. Do you not want illegals or not illegals? Do you not want immigration? Because many conservatives don't want immigration. But I see a lot of them changing their tunes because there's white South Africans. And it's okay to be biased and a little prejudiced. I get it. These might be some really good white folks. But I do like consistency. And for me, if I was a president, maybe help them out and get them back to their homelands like Poland and all these other places, like the girl on CNN said. But outside of that, I mean, I don't see why they got to come to America outside of just feeling pity for him. But y'all let me know in the comment section below. Am I tripping? Is Donald Trump tripping? Are the liberals or the conservatives tripping? Or are we making this a big deal over nothing? I say it's not. It's not a big deal. But y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I get back to y'all on another one. Peace.